is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I have for you the 2023 Cadillac XT6, the biggest mid-size SUV you can get, smaller than the Escalade, not nearly as obnoxious as it, and let's just kind of go over some of the features of it here. As we come inside here, we do have the maple sugar interior with black accents as well. We do have real wood that's been glossed over here. We do have this adjustable seat here that's super soft and plush leather. Of course, you can adjust up, down, tilt back, and lumbar. There may be an option for massaging seats as well. This does have tilt telescopic steering wheel that is adjustable via this. If you happen to be a T-Rex, you can move it closer to you. Do have this nice Alcantara and leather dashboard here, mainly leather. We do have this nice Alcantara headliner here as well. It's super soft and really nice to look at. We go around to the back here. Do have, of course, the same interior. We do have captain's chairs in this specific one. You do have the optional bench seat for seating 7 passengers. You have the third row, which seats 2. Up here we do have controls for, say, heated seats, stuff like that. You have a nice light there that kind of beams down here in the dark. You do have USB ports here. Slidable cup holder with a little compartment there. Then you have this little passageway to get all the way back to the third row as well. I gotta say, you have so much room back here. There's so much headspace. There's just everything that I would have loved as a kid, in all honesty. Up here on the roof, we do have some vents there. We do have these little map lights here with next to the handles. There is a speaker there, it looks like. I'm guessing that's to speak to the front. More map lights in the third row there with more vents all the way around. You have these nice armrests that come down as well. Third row, a little bit less leg room. If I put that up, I do have quite a bit of headroom though. So these seats also can slide forward, and if you just slid them forward just a little bit, I mean, I would still feel comfortable in the second row. And I'd probably definitely feel comfortable back here in the third row. It's just quite nice. Back here in the third row, you do get some USB-C ports here. And then I'm not exactly sure, oh, that's like for like a cargo net. There's a speaker there, cup holders on both sides as well, with another USB-C port on this side and another speaker. Of course, you have anchors on the backs of the second row seats and on the back of the third row seats here. Looks like you have vents down here to get some heat. I'm honestly shocked at how much room there actually is in this third row. Like, I didn't expect this much room, surprisingly. Alright, so I just opened the trunk here, and you surprisingly still get quite a bit of room back here with the third row up. If we flip this up, you do have some space back here. Under here, you do get a spare tire, which you don't see generally in new cars anymore. Now, also, I'm going to lay down this third row, and you get quite a bit more room. And actually, I guess I was wrong about these. I thought they were for cargo liner. They're for the seat belts to hold them out of place. That's pretty neat. Now, how I laid those seats down was these 2 buttons here. If I hold them up, it does raise them back up as well. And of course, they're manual headrests, so you just flip these up. But once you go back down, it flips it down for you. You can also just lay one down if you only need one side as well. You can also flip down the second row seats from here as well. But those are manually controlled, so you have to manually go up there and flip them back up as well. Alright, as we come around here to the engine bay, we do have GM's 3.6 liter V6. This specific one makes 310 horsepower, 271 pound-feet of torque, is mated to GM's 9-speed transmission there. They have been making this LFX engine since about 2006, I believe, maybe even 2005, but it seems to be quite reliable. I've seen them go well over 200,000 miles. It is kind of a great engine. It's in a lot of GM vehicles. They're very common. Of course, you do have the option for GM's 2-liter turbo. I personally wouldn't get it in something that's this big, but there is an option there for you as well. Easy access to washer fluid and to the battery terminals should you need to jump the vehicle. As we come down here to the suspension and brakes, for brakes, Cadillac went with Brembo and did the 6-pot caliper in the front here. Brings this thing to a halt really fast there. Does have a McPherson style front suspension there, which means it just has a strut and one lower control arm there, still independent. As we come around to the back here, we do have a single piston caliper back here with an electronically controlled parking brake actuator built into it. Does have multi-link rear suspension as well, which does make this thing hug so well to the road. I really enjoy how it handles. I don't know why, but Cadillac always knows how to make a white. Whatever this white, this is called the Crystal White Tri-Coat, but any white that they do with the pearl in it just makes it pop so well. I don't know how they do it. Alright, so we're coming up on some corners here. Let's just kind of see how it handles here on this left-hander. Yep. Surprisingly for an SUV, it doesn't have very much body roll, and it's kind of good that they did that because, you know, it keeps the car more planted on the ground, gives you a more safer feeling when you're going through corners, like even just this short little left-hander, and we're going to come up here to this right-hander here. Just hugs the road. I mean, I do have it in sport mode, so the dampeners are a little bit stiffer, but that kind of really helps out a lot, and it you know, makes this thing just feel comfortable to drive and feel confident that you can take it up through the mountain pass or anything that you need to do. It's a really good driving vehicle so far. Going down this road, it's pretty bumpy going down this road, but this, even in sport mode with the dampeners a little bit stiffened, it's just floating down the road. It's a really nice vehicle. And to me, even in all-wheel drive mode, you're getting great fuel economy. You're supposed to get an average of 18 in the city and 25 on the highway. But I mean, I'm averaging closer to 21 here city, and then highway I'm getting closer to 30. Especially when it switches down to V4 mode, because it does have cylinder deactivation as well, so it goes from V6 to V4. If you do have the 4-cylinder turbo, you're supposed to get 26 on the highway and 19 in the city, so not too much better, but I honestly really enjoy the V6 course because it has a bit more response. Alright, it's time for the braking test. No one's behind me. And woo! That brakes very well with those Brembos. The seat belt, because it also has a tensioner on it, also tightened itself up. So that's really nice feature actually, because when I started to feel like I was flying forward, it tucked me back into the seat. I really like that. Go over the fob features here. So we do have lock, unlock, remote start, trunk, and alarm, of course. And of course, if you want to use the remote start, press lock at least once, hold down the remote start button, and it starts it right up. If you want to shut her off, just hold that remote start button and it shuts it off. Alright, so I'll go over some of the interior features here. So this is the main general home screen on here. You do have navigation over here, radio over here, and some climate controls up there. You swipe right, you also have audio, phone, navigation, Wi-Fi hotspot. This does have built-in Wi-Fi, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, more settings, different apps, OnStar services, climate, rear climate, camera. This does have a 360 camera on it all the way around, and you can pretty much control where you want to view. You come down here, you do have some more climate controls, like you have your heated and ventilated seats. You can adjust these up and down to change your temperature there. Fan speed, of course, this does have dual zone climate control. You do have auto if you just want to hop in, press it, and it'll technically adjust to, I think, somewhere right around 72 degrees unless you start messing with this. You do have recirc off if you just want to power it completely down. Down here you do have the shifter, put your foot on the brake, then 2 clicks forward while holding this button on the left to go into reverse. You can pull back to go and drive, and then P for park. Down here you also have some radio controls. This one controls the volume, like there. Then you do have this, which this big knob you can rock back, forward, left, right, or you can spin it. And pretty much if you rock it, it'll change pages. You can also click in on it. You can also change stations, stuff like that if you rotate it. You have a phone button, navigation button, music button, and a back button. Right here you do have a wireless phone charger as well. You do have an SD card slot, 2 USB ports, USB-C and a general USB port. Down here in the bottom, if your key fob battery dies, this is the little transmitter pocket that you put your fob in, and it will still sense, or the vehicle will still sense the fob, and you'll still be able to start the vehicle. You have a cup holder with a sliding door here that will automatically retract. Then you just push it back forward, and it goes back. You have general glove box with quite a bit of space in there. Up here you do have the parking brake since it is electronic. You have the dimmer switch. You have the heads-up display controls. For the heads-up display on this vehicle, you do get a couple different options. So it does come with radio, your compass, RPMs, and then back to just miles per hour. And then you can, of course, adjust up and down. This is one interesting feature you don't generally see on vehicles. So it does have a screen for your rear view mirror. So you can shut it off, say like if you're driving at night, you don't want it blinding you, or like during the day, you have a bunch of stuff in the back, you can also just turn the screen on, and then you'll still be able to see behind you. Of course, up here you do have general OnStar controls. You do have your tilt and slide for the sunroof, which does have the dual sunroofs here. Right side steering wheel controls, you can skip forward and back if you have your phone connected with songs. These 2 buttons control up here. I like to scroll through different options there. This does also scroll, so you can go through a lot of different things. You can also click enter if you just push that in. You have volume down, volume up. Little positive shift button there if you are in manual mode. Left side here we do have the heated steering wheel, gap adjust for adaptive cruise, cruise set, or I should say cruise on, cruise set, and then resume up top, cancel, phone end or phone call end, and hands-free. Also here you have the negatives if you want to downshift if you're in manual mode. Of course on the turn signal stalk you have right, left, flash, and then over here you do have the auto brights option as well. Over here you do have sprayer, you do have auto wipe, you have the rear sprayer as well, and the rear control for the sprayers as well. On the side controls, you do have the park assist button up there if you wanted to shut the park assist sensors off. You do have the auto park feature as well, which it will park parallel or in between 2 vehicles as well. You have auto start stop off, your hazards, and your lane keep assist. Alright, I hope you guys really enjoyed this car review. I really enjoy how much room they packed into this XT6 for how small it feels. It feels like you can fit, of course, your entire family in there and all the groceries at the store at the same time should you need to. I really recommend this vehicle to anyone that has a lot of kids and has to go shopping a lot. You always have to do that when you have little ones to feed and everything like that. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and hope you guys have a great day. No, stop it.